making cauliflower and potato curry, which is aloo gobi, and I've already shown you how to prepare the cauliflower and the potatoes, and we're just going to start making the sauce for the curry. So first of all, we're just going to get an onion. I've got 2 medium-sized onions. Just going to take the ends off, just like that, and just discard it. Cut it in half, and then just slice the onions very finely, and then just continue to do that. Once you've cut them finely, just turn it around and then finely cut it again, just like this, and then just continue to do this. Okay, so the onions are now finely chopped, and then I'll tell you what we're going to do next. Okay, so I've got 2 tomatoes. They're just medium-sized tomatoes. Just going to cut it in half and then just slice it, just the way we did the onions at the start, and then just continue to do this. And the tomatoes are now all chopped up, and we're going to start making the masala now. Okay, we're going to start making the masala for the cauliflower and potato curry. So first of all, I'm just going to add in some oil. So let's add in the oil. So I'm just going to add in 2-3 tablespoons of oil, very gently. Just going to slightly allow that to heat up, and then we will add the onions in. Okay, once the oil has slightly heated up, we're just going to add the onions that we chopped. So just add them in. And then just gently stir the onion so it's coated in the oil. And just allow that to go to like a golden brown colour. You don't want it too dark, just like a very light brown colour. I'll show you once these are cooked, and then I'll tell you what the next step is. Okay, so whilst the onions are frying away, I've got 3 garlics, and I've just got like 1 inch of ginger, and we're just going to peel the ginger. I'm just going to throw the ginger in whole, and I will crush the garlic, and I'll show you what stage I add it in. So let's get back to the onions and see if they have gone golden brown yet. So let's go have a look. Okay, now that the onions have gone slightly like a light brown colour, we're just going to add in 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I'm just going to add in 1.5. That's 1. I'm just going to add in 1/2. Okay, so we're going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric powder, which is haldi powder. Just going to add that in. Also going to add 1.5 teaspoons of red chili powder. That's 1. And we're just going to add in 1/2. And then we're just going to stir this. Just continue to stir this. Once you've done this, we're going to add the 2 tomatoes that we chopped up. Just add them in as well. and then just continue to cook this. Just continue to cook this on medium heat. And then I'll show you once it's all cooked and what the next step is. Okay, I actually forgot to add the ginger and the garlic in before I added the tomatoes, so I really do apologise, but I'll add it in now. So I'm adding 1 ginger whole, and the 3 garlic cloves. I'm just going to do it on the grater and then add that in as well. If you are making it yourself, then just add this in with the onions. Once they have changed like a light brown colour, that's when you add it in. And then just continue to add this in. And then just add the 3rd one in. Yeah, and that's all done. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. And what I'm going to do is, I've just got this blender, I'm just going to slightly blend it very lightly, just so that it turns into a bit more of a paste before we put the cauliflower and potatoes in. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend all this, and then I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. Okay, I've very lightly blended all this in, just very lightly, not too much. And I'm just going to add a little bit of water in, and I'll show you. I'm just going to add in 100 ml of water, and then I'm just going to continue to stir this and to allow that to cook for another 5 minutes. And then I'll show you what the next step will be. Okay, we're now going to add the cauliflower and the potatoes. So I'm just going to add the cauliflower in first. I'm just going to stir this and then continue to cook this for at least 5 minutes. After stirring all the cauliflower in, just put the lid on and then just cook it on to low to medium heat for at least 5 minutes, and then we'll add the potatoes and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. I'm just going to lift the lid off, and then we're just going to add the potatoes in. Okay, so just going to add the potatoes in now. And then just stir this in very gently. And we're just going to let this cook for at least 15 minutes. And I'll show you what it looks like in 15 minutes. Okay, I'm just going to lift the lid off now. It's been about 10-15 minutes now. And I'm just going to have a look. Okay, you can certainly continue to cook it even further until it softens, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put it in the oven at 160 degrees, and I'm just going to cook it for at least 10-15 minutes until it softens, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've transferred the cauliflower and potato curry into a Pyrex ball, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover it with foil, and then I'm just going to put it in the oven at 160 degrees. You can certainly just continue to cook it the way you were before, the way I showed you before in the pan. Just continue to cook it for another 5-10 minutes until it's golden brown. But if you're a working person and you don't have time to continue to bun it, then this is the method that I would suggest. So just put it into a Pyrex bowl that's safe in the oven. put foil on it, and then just put it in the oven for 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Just put the oven on 160 degrees. You don't need it too high, because all we want to do is just soften the cauliflower and the potatoes, and then I'll show you when it's done. So it's all foiled and ready to go in the oven now. Okay, so the cauliflower and potato curry is now completed, and I'll zoom in for you and show you. And that's what it looks like.